Manny Navarro here on the campus of Flanagan High School, joined by my comrade, high school sports editor Andre C. Don't forget to see Fernandez. Day after National Signing Day, doing a little recap here of the big day. Andre, I counted over 150 kids signing with football scholarships between Dade and Broward.
I think it was probably one county alone. I think it might have been even like 300. I mean, I got tired of listing names.
I'm bad at counting, Andre. So maybe it's more than that. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's like 200, 250.
I did the chart. I think I saw a lot more than that. But that's a good thing.
Maybe it was 150 D1 kids, but still, I mean, there's few places in the country that produce talent quite like we do here in Dade and Broward County. And Andre, I wanted to ask you about the big storylines from yesterday. Obviously, everybody wanted to know where Treon Harris was going. Yeah. Isaiah McKenzie ends up picking Georgia, where his teammate Sony Michel is going. So those were the big surprises. What blew you away about signing day?
No, I mean, it's overall just the volume definitely did. But I mean, I like the specific stories that show how special this moment is for kids. And I thought Demetrius Jackson was my favorite moment of the day. I mean, you know, I didn't want to make him cry, but he just did. And it was just the raw emotion of it. I saw that, you know, here's a kid who's had a difficult journey that we could never know about, to go from the Overtown area to have an opportunity to excel at UM, possibly the NFL one day. I mean, this kid is a phenom, not just in football, but in basketball. In a short amount of time, he's shown people what he can do on the football field. Remember, he doesn't have the long-time football background that a lot of his peers have, and he's going to get the opportunity. It shows you how special it was for him, for his family. That's what signing day really should all be about. I know there's a lot of rumors and a lot of, you know, the dirty business behind the scenes that happens, but that's really, you know, the special part of it. And I thought that, and obviously the exciting parts, you know, for people that were waiting with anticipation were, like you said, Treon Harris going to the Gators, pulls the Florida hat. Trevante Valentine didn't leave much suspense. When he showed up, his shoes already had some LSU colors. His mom was wearing the purple. So, you know, it revealed that decision. I mean, but overall, you know, just to see those kids really fulfill a dream is what it's about for me.
University of Miami ends up signing 26 recruits. I think between Dade and Broward, 11 of those kids, or maybe 14 of those kids from Dade and Broward County. Some of the UM kids, you went to UM. Who are some of the kids that you think Miami fans should be really excited about? I mean,
so the guys that I personally covered that I think they should be are Chad Thomas, Joseph Yearby, guys like that. I mean, to get Yearby on board was big, because that's one of the best running backs I've ever covered in the years I've been doing this for the Herald. And Chad Thomas is a beast. I mean, I know Miami really needed to beef up the defense, and I think that's one guy. To have him and Demetrius come in and do well, at least locally, those are two guys to be excited about for sure.
Anthony Moten, I'd add in that, St. Thomas Aquinas as well. And Nick Linder, the center from St. Thomas Aquinas. Florida Gators obviously get Treon. They also get C.J. Wharton down from South Dade. Yeah. C.J.'s older brother played at UF. Gators did pretty well.
Yeah, you see what J.J. was able to do at UCF with that big catch and, you know, everything they did this year. I think C.J. is right there, maybe even better. I mean, he'll argue probably he's a little better than his brother. I think the Gators are going to find out, and you're right, they did pick up some key acquisitions there at the end, and good for UF. They're going to have a chance to turn it around. I mean, they had one of their worst seasons in a long time, and they definitely got talent that gradually should get them back up to where they used to be.
Florida State, of course, come down here and they pluck quite a few kids. Mr. Florida football out of Central, who's already enrolled there, Dalvin Cook. We talked about him. Erman Lane was the addition that we all kind of expected, and he picked the Seminoles yesterday.
Yeah, and again, another guy that's a game changer. I mean, we talked about it during the national championship run the Noles had, just how many of these guys that we saw both down here in South Florida and around the state that have become impact players quickly for them. You know, the Devontae Freemans, Wilder, guys like that. This is another one that I think Erman Lane can step on that field next year and immediately make a big contribution and keep FSU at that national championship level.
Dre, I think Coral Reef led all of our local high schools with 20 kids who signed. You mentioned earlier Booker T had 16. I think Northwestern had 15. St. Thomas always has a boatload.
Even Central, if you don't count their early enrollees, had about another 9 to 10 guys. Fred Jones, speaking of another guy going to FSU, an accomplished defensive end, good track kid, another guy that can beef up that Seminole defense even more.
Moral of the story is, come down to Dade County if you want big-time football players. We're loaded with them. With that, I will segue to 2015, and as you can see, we're here at Flanagan High School. And Dre, you look at the list for 2015, 2016, a lot of special kids. I just finished talking to Ryan Stanley, all Broward first-team quarterback. He's got an early offer from FIU, but obviously there's some other big-time schools. You heard my conversation with him. Which 2015 kid are you most excited to watch next year?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty good list. I mean, it's hard to kind of say who exactly, But I mean, I know some of these teams, you know, you just spoke to another one here, Monty Spence, that's going to have a good year. The Flanagans, the Coral Gables is going to have a lot of interesting, you know, top prospects coming back. I mean, it's going to be a class that's going to be very, very good. Could even supersede this one as good as it was.
I was going to say, it looks like Plantation American Heritage. You look at a kid like McFadden, who they've got at cornerback. You look at their quarterback for next season. All the kids that they have at Heritage next year, they might be the one with the most prized kids in the 2015 class.
What Heritage has, I mean, this could be a sustained run that they could go on for the next couple of years with all the talent they're going to have. You're right, kids like McFadden for sure. I mean, St. Thomas is going to be back stronger than ever, it looks like, next season. You know, Jordan Scarlett's. Yeah, I was going to say Jordan Scarlett is definitely one that I've watched, you know, since he was a football baby when he was at university, and he's another one I'm excited about definitely for 2015.
Well, we've wrapped up 2014. We've already started looking ahead to 2015. For Andre Fernandez, I'm Manny Navarro. We'll see you in the Gridiron Report soon.